So I got this new gimbal for my DSLR camera, and I've been wanting to have one of these for a long time, but it is a massively complex device. A gimbal is something that can take your video feed and make it extremely stable. Problem with it is, it's big and complicated. It's a huge piece of tech, and I'm kind of overwhelmed at how many things I have to manage just to get one thing, a stable video feed. So all of this, the mount for it, the actual gimbal itself, even the batteries are complicated. Now this got me thinking about how complex the job of a content creator really is. We are expected to put on these live shows if you're on Twitch, make edited YouTube videos, figure out all the systems they're in, know all the bells and whistles, take every single piece of what everybody else is doing, apply it to your brand, make content, put out social media, YouTube videos, TikToks. There's a lot that goes into this, not just on screen, but behind the scenes. And as I pull out the gimbal from the pack and see just how freaking massive it is, and how many bells and whistles I have to learn in order to get one thing, a stable video feed, I'm reminded of how far I've come as a content creator. I didn't know what to expect, but because I took that first step and learned how to make my Twitch stream buttons, set up my first ever Twitch emotes, have my little C920, which is now mounted up there on a tripod, okay, to do a different shot. That's the first webcam I ever used, and learning how to use that has now led me to this. And really, as I'm sitting here setting this thing up, tinkering with every single knob, making sure it's perfectly level so the camera doesn't shake, setting up the app so that the software on my camera matches the software on the actual gimbal itself, I'm reminded of how it started and how it's going. All these things that I've been able to build and acquire, systems, technology, software, all of this because I decided to sit down and just take that first step. And it kind of struck me as I was sitting here assembling this that the gimbal is just a pile of metal. It's not able to do the thing it's supposed to do until I sit down and just mess with it, just tinker with it. Yeah, it's complex. It's, again, one of the most complex things I've ever owned. But when it's done, it's going to be some great thing that's going to help my content to level up. And all I have to do to learn this is sit down, read the little booklet over there, and just start messing with the knobs, tinkering, slowly but surely. I guess what I'm trying to say with all this is I would never have gotten to meet any of the people in our community, never would have learned all the skills that I have today. I would not have met my now wife if, when I had this idea 7 or 8 years ago to start a content creation brand, if I just said, I don't really feel like it. If I hadn't taken that first step, if I hadn't tried to mess with that first knob, I never would have had all this, and not just the stuff, the experiences, the friendships. So my question for you is, what's that first step that you should take that maybe you've been avoiding? Because let me tell you, I think when you actually take it, you're going to be amazed at how far you go.